What's up guys, Veggie here. Finished week 8 of my fat loss phase, measured up to be 76.6 kilograms, so I lost a whole kilo of body weight, which is brilliant. Unfortunately still no abs, which is a damn shame, but I've got 2 more weeks left. If I still don't have abs at the end, I'm more than happy to extend my fat loss by another few weeks. 5 weeks being the most. I want to only have, up to 15 weeks of fat loss. Any more than that, I'm going to be losing too many gains. So something I really want to address in this video is my tips for fat loss. Alright, so number one, when you're doing fat loss, ideally you want to have a lot of flavour in your food. If you're just having bland, clean foods all the time, quite simply put, you're going to break the habit and you're going to give into your cravings. So something I really recommend is, I have whole grain foods for the most part, and something I typically do is add some flavour to it by adding low calorie sauces. Now there's quite a variety of low calorie sauces you can use. Ones I recommend is Tabasco sauce, very low calorie. It's quite spicy, but I'm Indian so I'm used to spicy food, you guys. Also something else I recommend is light soy sauce. You can pick this up pretty much any supermarket. Very low calorie, and it does add a bit of flavour to your food. And something I also do is I add vegetables just to add a bit of extra flavour too. And of course it's healthy. I'm going to go into that later anyway, but that's great for adding flavour anyway. So moving on to my second point, water is brilliant for fat loss. Sometimes you find that you're hungry, but it's not actually your hunger, it's your thirst, and that's when water comes into it. So water is pretty good at suppressing appetite. Keeping you hydrated is also good in terms of gym performance. So what I typically find is on days where I'm hydrated, I'm able to have that extra edge in the gym, which just makes all the difference when you're doing fat loss. Because you want to be maintaining the strength you have. You want to be lifting near enough the same weight you do when you're bulking, like up to the point. I mean, you do lose some strength, but of course you want to try and minimize that as much as possible. So staying hydrated is definitely essential. 2 to 3 liters of water a day minimum. So I want to go on to my third point here, which is actually micronutrients. Now this is of course including water, and I don't mean tap water, I mean bottled water. If you can have bottled water, have it. I personally can't, because when I go to work, it will just add too much weight to my bag and I just can't carry around an extra 2 bottles of water. My bag as it is at the moment is quite full, so what I do is I have tap water. But if you can have bottled water, have it, because it has extra minerals in it. And another way to get micronutrients is quite simply have more fruit and vegetables in your diet. Because of course different types of fruit have different types of minerals, and same goes for vegetables. What you tend to find is in greens you have a lot of zinc and magnesium, and that actually plays a crucial part in protein synthesis. So of course you want to top up on your vegetables to get as much protein as you can to the muscle fibers, because that's how essentially you're maintaining the muscle you have while you're undergoing a fat loss phase. So number 4 is cardio. Of course cardio adds to the amount of calories your body's burning every day. So adding an extra half an hour to an hour of cardio will be adding an extra, 300 to 400 calories being burnt a day. And that's typically what you want to be doing when you're going for fat loss, because when you're going for fat loss you want to be burning more calories than you're consuming, even if it's just walking or fast walking or jogging. Me personally, I usually do 2 to 4 miles of running a day, and that tends to add to the amount of calories I'm burning a day, and it's brilliant. So something I really want to iterate is, the fact of the matter is there are many studies to back this up, but if say you have a calorie amount, 3,000, and there's 2 people, 2 different diets. One diet's got more protein, less carbohydrates, the same amount of fat. The second diet has less protein, more carbohydrates, same amount of fat. The one with more protein and less carbs, that guy will be losing more weight. Fact of the matter is, when it comes to things like protein and carbohydrate metabolism are things that need to be considered. But I've seen many case studies backing this up. I think Jerry Ward brought a video about it a while ago. If you're on more protein and less carbs, you tend to lose more weight. It's just fact, you guys. So I know we like to say, if you're burning more calories than you're consuming, you do lose weight. But there are some things you need to be considering, such as macronutrient distribution. Make sure you're getting enough protein, carbs and fats. I know when I say you remove carbs and get more protein, you're going to be losing more weight. Something you really need to consider is making sure you get enough carbohydrates to lift the same weight. The biggest indication of maintaining muscle mass is maintaining strength. And the way to maintain strength is to make sure you're getting the amount of carbohydrates your body needs, the amount of energy to lift the same weight. So to essentially minimize muscle loss and lose weight, you need to essentially make sure you've got the correct ratio of protein to carbs to fats. And a good way of seeing that, you can have a look at my macronutrient calendar if you want. It's on my website. I'll be putting a link on the video now, and you can kind of see what my macronutrient distribution on my days are, and it might give you a good indication of how you want to be setting your macronutrient distribution. Anyway, you guys, I've given you some tips, some advice, and that's all I really wanted to address in this video, you guys, is an update on my fat loss and some tips for you in terms of losing weight. This is Vegethetics. I'll see you in that next video. Peace.
This for the ones who ain't make it. This for the ones who ain't make it. Focus your lens. Point it at me and see greatness. Point it at me and see greatness. Ray need a Benz. Dub need a all black Mercedes. Tezo need all